I think for them to ask to have access to Justin Baldoni's text to his wife, I mean, isn't that outrageous?
Untold numbers of third parties, including family, friends, business partners, and quite literally any other person.
Tea is flowing in the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively case involving Taylor Swift and Brian Friedman and all the characters that are involved.
Blake Lively's legal team has subpoenaed phone records from Justin Baldoni and his associates, seeking evidence of a smear campaign against her. A legal team requested to subpoena Justin Balon's phone, along with devices from 5 or 6 other individuals involved in the case.
Blake Lively's team had asked to subpoena Justin Baldoni's phone, meaning, and not only Justin Baldoni, the entire team that they had sued, meaning like 5 or 6 people, and they want not only to look at text messages in regards to the case, but in regards to everything.
And they want to go back 2.5 years.
Yes, with their internet browser history, so they can see whatever they Googled. I mean, if they do that to anyone's phone, you're gonna find stuff that are suspicious, don't you think? I mean, you Google many weird things. I think for them to ask to have access to Justin Baldoni's text to his wife, I mean, isn't that outrageous?
It sounds like an overreach, if you ask me.
Yeah, or like Justin Baldoni's lawyer called it, a fishing expedition, which is a word he used on purpose, I think, because that's a word that judges don't really like. And this is, like he also pointed out, this is not a criminal case, and Blake is not the FBI. This is a civil case. So I think asking for this, do you think they're going to get it through from the judge?
Not altogether, but you know, it is you can do it in defamation cases though.
Yeah, but I think limited in defamation cases.
They sought access not just to text messages related to the lawsuit, but also to all personal messages, internet searches, and browser history from the past 2.5 years.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, my besties. Do you think that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively had anything to do with it?
This is what Justin Baldoni's team is saying, right? They're saying that Ryan Reynolds pressured WME to fire Baldoni.
Yeah.
And of course, that has been denied by WME. But why then did they fire Baldoni? There are more quotes though out there, and he's saying that I am the man that did it. What did he say? I'm a ride or die guy.
Yeah.
So he takes credit for firing him, and then he's making fun of his last name by calling him Bologna or something like that.
Yeah, Baloney.
Baloney, and then he corrects himself and says Baldoni.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah. And that's someone they represented for more than 5 years, apparently.
This request encompasses not only call logs, but also text messages, internet search histories, and browser data. The subpoenas extend to several individuals associated with Baldoni, aiming to uncover evidence supporting Lively's claims of a coordinated smear campaign against her.
The tea is flowing in the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively case involving Taylor Swift and Brian Friedman and all the characters that are involved. And the cross-fighting here in the legal documents, Blake subpoenaed Justin's phone. Okay, normal stuff. Justin responds to subpoena, say, hey, this is a massive fishing expedition. It goes back and forth, and that's where we land on the actual documents that we're about to share with you. Umbrella Guy, friend of the program, says Blake Lively wants 2.5 years of Justin Baldoni, calls, texts, real-time location. Watch. It's all because she's attempting further character assassination since her Me Too claims didn't end him. Now, as we know, she claims he harassed her, SH, right? And that's really the big story. But she's also going to claim that he was part of a smear campaign. He's going to argue that was in retaliation. We were just planning a retaliation if you were going to come after me.
And not only on Baldoni, Blake Lively has filed subpoenas not only against Justin Baldoni, but also against billionaire co-founder Steve Serwitz, producer Jamie Heath, publicist Jen Abel, crisis PR expert Melissa Nathan, and digital strategist Jed Wallace, among others at Wayfarer Studios. She has also targeted phone and email providers, demanding extensive records. The request includes call logs, text logs, data logs, and cell site location data dating back to December 1st, 2022.
She is needing receipts. The former B-lister has filed subpoenas not just against Baldoni, but also the billionaire co-founder of his production company, Steve Sarowitz, his producing partner, Jamie Heath, his publicist, Jen Abel, his crisis PR expert, Melissa Nathan, that digital guru, Jed Wallace, and even more people that work at his production company, Wayfarer Studios. Plus, she's filed subpoenas against phone providers, email providers, and it is exhaustive. The shampoo company owner is asking for call logs, text logs, data logs, and cell site location information dating back to December 1st, 2022. As I'm sure you know by now, the up-and-coming wardrobe stylist is suing her director, producer, and co-star in It Ends With Us for harassment and retaliation, a smear campaign. However, he has countered back in his $400 million lawsuit against her and the ex-husband of Scarlett Johansson, claiming that they and her publicist Leslie Sloan were the ones to orchestrate a smear campaign against him. And he provided receipts in his amended lawsuit. And he's also suing Taylor Swift's former bestie for extortion.
On February 14th, Baldoni's attorneys responded to Lively's subpoenas, criticizing them as excessively broad and invasive. They argue that the demand for extensive personal data not only infringes upon Baldoni's privacy, but also affects the privacy of others connected to him. Baldoni's legal team contends that such requests amount to a massive fishing expedition and are more of a media strategy than a legitimate legal necessity.
It is hard to overstate how broad, invasive, and atypical these subpoenas truly are. And by the way, the judge will know. I mean, a layman like me, I don't really know what's going on, but a judge will know, hey, this is too much. They are asking for too much, and we'll have to see. This is civil litigation, not a criminal prosecution, and the Lively parties are not the FBI. Yet the subpoenas seek not only the complete call and text history of each of the targets over a period of several years, no matter the sender, recipient, or subject matter, but also over the same period, real-time location information and data logs reflecting, among other things, web browsing history. This would include, of course, materials protected from disclosure by a laundry list of statutes and privileges, among them the attorney-client privilege, the spousal privilege, and the physician-patient privilege. Moreover, the information sought by the subpoenas is wildly disproportionate to the needs of the case and unnecessarily invades the privacy of untold members of third parties, including family, friends, business partners, and quite literally any other person with whom any of the targets have communicated with over a period of years. And the real bottom line is we're going to find out what kind of porn people are searching. That's what we're going to find out. Oh, why are you watching the Barcelona track and field competition on YouTube? Why are you watching pole vaulting? Well, I got a thing for pole vaulters. It's whatever. You're going to find out a lot of information. The Lively part, again, I don't have a thing for pole vaulters. I just use that as an example. I don't want any pole vaulters to come after me.
In a counteraction, Justin Baldoni has filed a 179-page lawsuit against Blake Lively, seeking $400 million in damages. The lawsuit alleges that Lively, leveraging her celebrity status, has embarked on a campaign to destroy Baldoni's career and reputation. Baldoni asserts that Lively's actions constitute defamation and civil extortion, accusing her of using her influence to coerce him into meeting her demands.
Now, Baldoni's lawsuit is 179 pages, so in case you don't have time to read through it all, I want to read you a direct quote from the complaint that essentially summarizes everything that Baldoni is alleging. He says, "Lively wields immense power as one of the world's best-known celebrities. She set out to destroy plaintiffs' livelihoods and businesses if they did not bend to her incessant demands, and when they refused to give way, she did exactly that, accusing them of foul and reprehensible misconduct." Now, I reached out to Baldoni's attorney, who tells me that they have copious amounts of text messages and emails and other evidence that they say proves that Baldoni did nothing wrong. I reached out to a representative for Blake and Ryan. They have not responded yet.
The legal dispute has also entangled Ryan Reynolds, Lively's husband. Baldoni claims that Reynolds initially expressed admiration for him during the filming of It Ends With Us, even sending messages of support. However, tensions reportedly arose when Reynolds sought to take over and rewrite the film's script, a move Baldoni resisted. Baldoni alleges that this refusal led Reynolds to align with Lively against him, further complicating the professional relationship between the parties involved.
Ryan Reynolds is backing his wife Blake Lively 100%, but his claims on Justin Baldoni are being proved false, where Justin Baldoni just exposed him. And in 2024, doing the movie Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds introduced the character of Nice Pool, saying it was his own creation. The character of Nice Pool had one interesting line where he was talking about the character Lady Deadpool, which was voiced by Blake Lively, saying she just had a baby but still looks good. And because of that, Blake Lively's It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni has come out saying the character of Nice Pool was created just to make fun of him, and that line was used to bring up the idea that Justin Baldoni was critical of Blake Lively's post-pregnancy weight. Since that movie came out, nobody's been celebrating despite it making $351 million, with Blake Lively suing Justin Baldoni for harassment and Ryan Reynolds supporting her. Now Justin Baldoni has come out against Ryan Reynolds, pointing out that Ryan Reynolds actually liked him throughout the entire process of filming, and even texted Justin Baldoni at one point saying, "I just happen to adore you." Justin Baldoni's claim is that Ryan Reynolds actually loved Baldoni until Ryan Reynolds wanted to take over and do a rewrite of the script, which he wouldn't allow, and then after that point Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds turned on him. Because that, Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds for $400 million, and with that I'm Charles Brawl, please subscribe.
Lively demanding 2 years of Baldoni's records suggests she lacks solid evidence. If she had proof, she'd focus on the 2 months before filing the lawsuit. Requesting 2 years increases the chance of finding something.
So Blake No Teeth Lively is ready to move forward with her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, but first, she needs evidence, and she wants Justin Baldoni to give it to her. In more ways than one, allegedly. So part of what Blake Lively needs to prove that this alleged smear campaign went down is actual evidence, right? So her legal team plans to subpoena the phone records of Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, Melissa Nathan, Jennifer Abel, Jed Wallace, all of them, even Steve Sorowitz, which in a discovery process is fairly standard, right? Despite the fact that the New York Times claimed that they had thousands of pages that were handed over by Blake's team in order to confirm the details to publish in the New York Times, right? Except she wants to subpoena all of their phone records, including locations, text message, regardless of the recipient, regardless of the subject matter, dating back 2 years. Which to me tells me, one, she clearly doesn't have any evidence to prove this if she's had at least 2 months now since the filing of her original complaint to try and pull something together, right? To pull a rabbit out of the hat. But if we're gonna go back 2 years, she's saying that what, this alleged smear campaign dated back 2 years against her? That doesn't sound like she's looking for evidence. That sounds like she's looking for dirt. Sounds like her legal team plans to comb through all of the phone records to find something incriminating. Now, this is my own speculation, my own theory. I'm not stating this as fact, but it kind of sounds like they want to dig up some info to maybe strong arm Baldoni's legal team. Because why else would you want access to all that info? I don't know, what do you think? Drop a comment below.
During the production of It Ends With Us, Blake Lively reportedly convened a meeting with the cast and crew to express her discomfort with certain intimate scenes, particularly those involving kissing. Despite these scenes being integral to the film's narrative, Lively indicated that she could no longer participate under the existing conditions. This on-set tension preceded the public revelation of the lawsuit filed by Lively, highlighting the deteriorating working relationship between the actress and Baldoni.
Have you guys seen the stuff about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni? Basically, what went down was like she was on set with him. This was pre-strike. They were shooting the movie and he was improvising a lot of kissing. One of the producers was talking about his wife and like what she does in bed. And then the strike happened. It went on hold. And then after the strike lifted, Blake brought everybody in for a meeting, and they all had a meeting about how she was uncomfortable about X, Y, and Z, and how she would not continue the movie unless these things were addressed. And they said, okay, yes, ma'am, like, we love you, you're Blake Lively, we will accommodate all of those things. But then it basically, she and the rest of the cast like unfollowed Justin before the press tour, and then all the other press came out about like Blake doing a cut of the movie, and it started looking like Blake was doing some really shady stuff behind the scenes. And now this giant New York Times article came out that basically is like all of these subpoenaed texts between Justin and this like crisis PR person that he hired, who Johnny Depp also hired to take down Amber Heard.
The lawsuit has expanded to include references to Taylor Swift, a close friend of Lively. Baldoni's legal filings mention Swift, alleging that she was present during discussions where Lively pressured him to accept her script revisions. These allegations have raised questions about Swift's potential involvement in the dispute, although her representatives have stated that she wishes to remain uninvolved in the legal proceedings.
Justin Baldoni is now involving Taylor Swift in his lawsuit against Blake Lively. So Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicists for over $400 million for all the It Ends With Us drama. Now he's name dropping Taylor Swift, Blake's bestie, in the mix. Thankfully, Taylor Swift is not being sued, but she's mentioned in his 179-page paper complaint, and he's alleging that Taylor's fame was used to pressure him during production. And it really all stems from this penthouse situation where Blake and Ryan live. Apparently there was a meeting there with all of them, and Taylor Swift was actually present, and Blake ended up rewriting one of the scenes. And even after the meeting was over, Baldoni texted Blake this, saying, "I gotta put my glasses on for this one, the font is too small. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. Really love what you did. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt the same way without Ryan and Taylor." Apparently that's a lie, because Baldoni's attorneys now argue that their client Justin said that he felt obligated to text Lively to say that he had liked her pages and hadn't needed Reynolds and her mega celebrity friend to pressure him.
The high-profile nature of the case has attracted commentary from various media personalities. Megyn Kelly suggested that Lively's actions might be a strategic attempt to take control of the film project from Baldoni, describing him as an overly feminized man. Such remarks reflect the polarized public opinion surrounding the dispute, with commentators offering differing perspectives on the motivations and behaviors of the parties involved.
I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man, but he's, to me, is sort of the embodiment of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his testosterone. And so that's what happens to you, right? You run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman, and he has badass women like me defending him. Mm-hmm. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not the way.
The legal battle has ignited widespread debate on social media platforms. Some individuals criticize the immediate vilification of Blake Lively, arguing that the public is quick to side with Baldoni without full knowledge of the facts. This discourse highlights the complexities of public perception in high-stakes legal disputes, where personal biases and media portrayals can significantly influence opinions.
I see a lot of people that were instantly villainizing Blake Lively back in the summer are the first people to be out here ripping Justin Baldoni to shreds. And that to me is like, okay, do you just want attention, or what is it? Because the way that you flip on a dime, and I understand there's new information and what have you, but back when Blake Lively was getting like slaughtered on social media, I also was like, this is not cool. What, you don't like Blake Lively because she had a bad interview and she's talking about her hair care line, while promoting It Ends With Us? Okay, like you can be annoyed with that if you want, but to like call her the devil because of it it's wild.
Political commentator Candace Owens has publicly supported Baldoni, suggesting that subpoenas should also be issued for Taylor Swift. Owens references communications, indicating that Swift's management informed Lively of a rift in their friendship following the lawsuit. Owens contends that Swift feels exploited by Lively and prefers to distance herself from the legal conflict, emphasizing the broader impact of the dispute on personal relationships within the celebrity circle.
I'm live here to let you know in case you missed it. Obviously, yesterday I teased that there's a lot of evidence here that Blake Lively and Taylor Swift were very, very close at the time that all this went down with Justin Baldoni. Beyond the text message, a lot of things they were doing was very Taylor Swifty, dropping the Easter egg. So we dedicated our whole episode to that, and I gave you the timeline of her breakup with Joe Alwyn. And by the way, if you guys, for the few of you who are not following the story and don't know why this is a big deal, it's because it's the Me Too movement. I have 3 sons. It matters. So this morning, wake up, Taylor Swift's marketing team has inserted into the Daily Mail top headline that her and Blake Lively are no longer friends and that she feels used and she doesn't want to be pulled into this lawsuit. All of this garbage, okay? I'm telling you, first off, read the article. You should go to Daily Mail. You should read the article, and then I'm going to debunk things that were said in that article because Taylor Swift is trying to pull out. This is what happens. When the light comes, the cockroaches all run, but I'm not done. I want her subpoenaed because there's evidence here, like I said yesterday.
Central to Blake Lively's legal claims is the accusation that Justin Baldoni orchestrated a deliberate effort to tarnish her reputation. She alleges that Baldoni, along with his associates, engaged in actions designed to undermine her credibility and career. These allegations form the basis of Lively's lawsuit, which seeks to hold Baldoni accountable for the purported defamation and harassment she has endured.
Things are getting even messier between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively because Blake is suing Justin for alleged harassment and what she claims is a coordinated effort to destroy her reputation. But Baldoni's team has fired back, calling the allegations a false attempt to rehab her reputation. Honestly, I thought we were going to put this to bed in 2024. According to the lawsuit, things got so bad that an all-hands-on-deck meeting was called to discuss what Blake calls a hostile work environment, and Blake's husband Ryan Reynolds was also one of the attendees at the meeting. Okay, this is where things get really icky. The lawsuit lists the demands that were addressed, and amongst those demands, no more showing videos or images of women to Blake, no more mention of Justin's alleged previous pornography addiction, no more discussions about conquests in front of Blake and others, no further mentions of cast and crews. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on this app. No more inquiries about Blake's weight.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.